Welcome back to GameVault HQ. Today, we're diving into 5-Day Detective, an indie point-and-click adventure that's as quirky as it is intriguing. This game is still in its demo phase, but it's already catching attention for its unique blend of humor and mystery. If you enjoy games that make you think, laugh, and scratch your head in equal measure, this one might be right up your alley. 5-Day Detective is developed by Krunchy Fried Games, an indie studio bringing fresh creativity to the adventure genre. You step into the shoes of Inspector Dermot Dervish, a detective who has a strong dislike for early mornings, modern technology, and pretty much anything that isn't old school. Armed with nothing more than a notebook, a mobile phone he doesn't want to use, and his sharp wit, Dervish is tasked with solving a series of murders over 5 days. The game opens with a seemingly mundane task, finding a parking spot, but it quickly escalates into more bizarre territory, including graffiti removal and lighting up a basement in a way only an indie game could imagine. The humor is sharp, crass at times, and undeniably British, adding a unique flavor to the gameplay. This isn't your typical detective game, and that's what makes it stand out. The gameplay is straightforward, with a classic point-and-click interface that's easy to navigate. The side-scrolling nature of the game adds a fresh perspective to the genre, making it feel both nostalgic and new at the same time. You'll find yourself solving puzzles that range from the logical to the absurd. Some puzzles require you to think outside the box, like figuring out how to light a dark basement, which might just leave you scratching your head in amusement. One of the more interesting features in the game is the mood power-ups, which influence how you interact with suspects. Depending on your mood, you can approach them with empathy, assertiveness, or heightened awareness. This adds a layer of strategy to the game, suggesting potential replayability as different choices could lead to varying outcomes. While the full game isn't out yet, this feature hints at a more dynamic narrative in the final release. The art style of 5-Day Detective is hand-drawn and cartoonish, which might not appeal to everyone initially. However, the visuals do grow on you as you play, especially since they match the game's humorous tone. The environments are filled with details that make exploring each scene enjoyable, even if the art isn't what you'd typically expect from a detective game. Where the game stumbles a bit is in its sound design. The soundtrack, while jaunty, sometimes feels out of place with the darker moments of the game. The sound effects have been noted by some players as being somewhat echoey, which can pull you out of the experience. It's clear that the developers are still refining these elements, and there's hope that these issues will be addressed by the time the full game is released. 5-Day Detective is shaping up to be a refreshing take on the detective genre. The demo offers a solid taste of what's to come: clever puzzles, a twisted sense of humor, and a narrative that keeps you engaged. While there are some rough edges, particularly in the sound department, the game's charm more than makes up for it. If you're a fan of point-and-click adventures, especially those with a healthy dose of humor, 5-Day Detective is worth a look. The demo is available now, and it's a great way to get a feel for what the full game might offer when it launches in 2025. Plus, the developers at Krunchy Fried Games are engaging with the community, which means your feedback could help shape the final product. That's all for this review. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to GameVault HQ for more indie game insights. And as always, happy gaming.